Hello, my name is Tim Lester, and for this week's weekly spotlight, I will be doing an article titled "Projecting U.S. Primary Care Physicians Workforce Needs 2010 through 2025." So, what would happen if there were no more doctors? How would you feel if you had an illness, but you weren't able to get a doctor's appointment for months? Well, this is a problem that we're facing now in the U.S., particularly in the area of the primary care physician. One issue that is compounding or exposing this problem is the passing of the Affordable Care Act, the ACA. This act would drastically increase the number of individuals that would need health insurance coverage. So, the purpose of this article is to give details to the potential size of this growth. There are inconsistencies in the research that demonstrate the association between the insured and the increase in health services that will actually be used. And researchers also differ in the actual projections of the existence of this shortage of physicians. But regardless of it all, they all agree that the outcome will be the same. The role of the primary care physician will change. So, what is the method? How did they do this? This is the overview right now. First, the average number of annual visits a physician conducted was calculated. Next, the number of annual visits Americans would make was predicted. And this was based on growth of the population and aging, which are two of the driving forces. And using the difference in the present primary care utilization rates between those that are insured and uninsured, they were able to estimate the increase in this primary care utilization that was due to the ACA expansion. This data was then used to determine the future primary care physician workforce needs. Mouthful, but we'll break it down right now. So first, the current annual primary care physician office visits. They use the Medical Expenditure Panel Survey, or the MEPS. This was used to calculate the number of primary office visits. And this gave the average number of visits, and it broke it down according to age, sex, and their insurance status. The result was that 46.4% of all visits were made to primary care physicians. Next, the number of primary care physicians were identified. And this was done very systematically, and not to get too engulfed in the numbers and the analytical part. They basically took into account all physicians in the primary care area, the specialty area, and even the retirees. They did decrease the general internist counts to compensate for physicians that worked in urgent or emergency care, or those that worked in non-primary care settings, such as hospitalists, family physicians, pediatricians, and geriatrics. All of these specialty areas and physicians were taken into consideration. Alright, so the projected primary care physician office visits. Like I said, mentioned earlier, using the MEPS, the average number of office-based visits were calculated. And as mentioned earlier, this was based on age, sex, and their insurance status. These results were applied to the U.S. Census Bureau projected population for 2010-2025. This provided the total office visits for the entire projected population.